According to the guidebook, today has been designated as a free day. There were a few recommendations provided in the book. Some people chose to drive out to Santa Monica to truly complete the Route 66 journey. Others went to Hollywood. One thing's for sure, there was no shortage of things to do today. Dad and I joined up that day at the Chino Hills Ford dealership with a handful of others. It was a small turnout, but it was an excellent opportunity to interview a few more folks. One of the questions I had asked Charles back when we had first interviewed him was if he knew anyone that had created a Bullitt tribute car based on the S550 platform before the Bullitt was officially announced for the 2019 model year. Richard Nelson is that guy.
My name is Rich Nelson. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I have a 2018 Mustang GT that I had customized at Richard Petty's garage. They painted it dark Highland green, just as the 2001 and 2008 Bullets are. And a unique portion thing of this is that it's got a 10-speed automatic, which the new 2019 Ford Bullitt is only going to have a 6-speed or 6-speed manual. Orlando's traffic is bad enough now that you really need something to shift. So I've got my 01 and an 08 Bullitt that I can use to continue to run through the gears with a stick shift. My story begins in high school in Fort Lauderdale in 1968. The movie Bullitt came out. A friend of mine, had a 67 dark Highland green GT that he put roll bars in and rebuilt the engine and everything. And we used to go out and jump the railroad tracks in Fort Lauderdale after 9 o'clock at night.
When was this, when did you decide to make this particular car here?
Well, about this time last year, we were up at the new Mustang Museum that's being built. They were introducing it to us. And one of the side trips was to go to Richard Petty's garage. And I was never a NASCAR fan or anything, but I knew Richard, I knew his reputation and that. So we went up there and went through the museum, and it's his family runs the museum. So it's, you're talking with the people who know him. And he came out and spent over an hour with all of us, just talking to us and signing anything you put in front of him. Nice guy. Then they toured us through their shops, and they actually do pre-title Mustangs. They do similar modifications to what is here, but they're on an approved Ford list. And the workmanship on it was fantastic, and my wife actually said, have you thought about having them do a Bullitt for you? And immediately you go, where do we sign?
Yeah.
So we went through some negotiations. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to have a 17 or an 18, and I really wanted the 10-speed automatic that was coming out in the 18s. So we just waited until November, ordered the car. We were headed on a world cruise, so we were going to be out of the country during the time that they're doing the work. So I ordered it from Ford. They delivered it directly to Petty, and Petty did all the mods while we were gone. I picked it up 2 weeks ago in North Carolina.
So you've only had it for 2 weeks?
Yes.
Oh my God, just in time.
Yeah. Picked it up 2 weeks ago, drove it back to Orlando, took off for this trip. So we got over 4,000 on it.
Oh wow!
Now, and it's a joy to drive. The automatic is really nice. And if you don't, if you want to play with it with the stick, it's got paddle shifters.
Oh sure, yeah.
How
did you feel when Ford came out with the actual 19 Bullets? Were you a little disappointed knowing that you had already kind of committed to this project, or were you still kind of grateful you had your own thing?
No. Well, obviously I got the automatic I wanted in it.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is the wheels. When the wheels that they're putting on the new ones aren't exactly what we're used to on the Bullets.
Right.
And that would have been something simple to swap out. I could have done the same thing with the Bullitt, but No, Ford had their reasons for not releasing or making their announcement when they did, and I just had to take a shot at it because they might not have ever done a 19.
All right, thank you so much, Rich. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All foreigners,
Good luck with it.
please. All foreigners.
Richard definitely has a unique vehicle to say the least, and Petty's Garage did a remarkable job with it. I think they really did it justice. Next, I interviewed Mike Calicott, owner of a 1967 tribute car.
Okay, I'm Mike Calicott from Fort Smith, Arkansas. This is a 67 Mustang that I drove out from Arkansas.
All right. So, did you buy it like this, or did you make any changes yourself?
No, this car was stripped and going to a crusher. Top was pushed in, back was bashed in, no motor, no interior. We had a clean slate, and actually my son built it for me. And, so I took good care of it for the first few years, but I've had a lot of fun just driving. So that's where it is now.
All right. Is this your first event, or have you been on events with us before?
This is my 9th time to come to the Poetry Public show. I come every year. I think 2010 was the first year.
Cool. Have you done the 66 run at all before, or is this the first time?
Well, I do it usually I start in Oklahoma City because of where I live, and I do different parts of it different years.
Okay.
And I've done it in Chicago twice.
Have you done any Bullet Nationals before as well?
I've been to all of them.
Okay. Very cool. Were you at the movie last night?
No. Fell asleep.
Oh, lame.
But I kind of know the movie.
Yeah. Did you see the movie when it first came out?
I think I did.
Yeah. Okay. Is that what got you into this kind of car here, or you just like the green?
I was a Pontiac guy.
Oh boy.
When I was a senior in high school, the GTOs come out, and that's what I got hooked on. And the way I got into this is my daughter needed a car to drive in high school, and I told her I don't care what you get, as long as it's an old car I can work on. And she ended up picking out a 68 Mustang Coupe, 6-cylinder, automatic, Lane Jane's secretary's car. She drove that until she went to college, and we got her a new car. And her brother, who was 2 years behind her, out of the clear blue, said, "Dad, I would like to have her car and fix it up." So he got her car, and I told him, I said, "You need to get a shop manual and join the Mustang Club." And that's what we did. He did. And he fixed it up, and I think it was 1997, the Mustang Club went from Fort Smith to Mustang, Oklahoma for the Grand Nationals. And I followed behind, and I'd do much like what you're doing. I'd run ahead and take pictures, and I thought that's just pretty cool, those old cars going down the road like that. Yeah. So after the Nationals were over and we went back, I told my son, I said, I would like to have a Mustang, an old one to drive, but I'm not interested in showing it. I want it to drive. And so, of course, this was right after Gone in 60 Seconds had come out. And,
the original one?
Huh?
The original one?
No, the
remake?
The later, yeah, okay. The remake, Nicholas Cage. And so you couldn't find a fastback. Everybody was making Eleanors out of it. Well, I found this when I was at work. I was driving out in the country, and I saw a rollback at an Easy Mark thing with 2 68s sitting on the back of it. So I turned around and went back and asked the guy, where he got them, if he'd sell them. And he said, "No, but I've got this one sitting over in the field that I'll sell." So I think I gave him $400 for the shell. Nah, it was a shell.
Okay.
And we took it and had the sheet metal work done, and then brought it home, and my boy did the rest of it in the garage. And it was a father-son thing. We had a lot of fun going to swap meets and getting parts. But anyway, that's how I got into the Mustang business. And to be honest with you, I can't think of a car that would do the job better than what this does for what I want to do. It's simple, easy to work on, goes good enough to suit me, and so anyway, that's how I got into the Mustang business.
All right, thank you. What do you think of the other people, the other enthusiasts and owners? What's your impression of them?
Of all of the my bullet buddies.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of the reason I come every year.
Yeah.
I like to come see everybody, and everybody has a good time, and everybody's kind of got the different interests, what they like about the cars. We all come together and have fun.
Mhm.
That's what it's all about for me.
Very true. Right. Anything else you'd like to share or add in?
I guess that's about it.
That's about it?
Yeah.
All right.
Other than the fact
Very much.
I'm lucky to be running around with these guys.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
From Pontiac GTO to Ford Mustang. Now that's what I call moving on up in the world. No offense, Pontiac. The last interview of the entire trip would be of another of Hoondog's core leadership. You know, the one with the mohawk.
My name's Paul Rocha from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I'm driving my 2012 Boss 302.
All right. You have any other Mustangs?
I have another 6, actually. GT350R, Mach 1, I have 3 2001 Bullets, 1965 Coupe, and there's another one somewhere I can't think of right now.
All right. So why didn't you bring the bullets?
Well, my Bullet is a very high horsepower race-based car, and unfortunately, one of the turbochargers lost the seal a couple days before heading out, so I had to bring this one.
Okay. So you said you had 3 bullets. Then you only drive one of them, or?
No, I drive the other 2. One is they're all 2001, and one is black, and that's pretty much stock. I have a blue one that is supercharged, and then my original green one I bought in 2001 that has twin turbos and about 1,000 horsepower.
Okay. Cool. So what is your involvement with the group? What do you do?
Well, pretty much organize the corporate relationship part of it. I work closely with Ford and a lot of their suppliers, and arrange for things like having the pre-production cars on the tour, and essentially organize.
Okay. And you do that through Hoondog, correct?
That's correct.
All right. So how long have you been doing that then?
Unofficially since about 2007-ish, and then a few years back we decided it was time to turn it into a charitable organization, nonprofit, and Charles, Kurt, Greg, and myself got together and created Hoondog. So we put on these events, and all of our proceeds go off to a number of children's charities.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. How has it been planning for this trip? Obviously, there's a lot of logistics and a lot of planning ahead of time. So just can you talk about that process?
Sure. Took about 7 months worth of for all the planning, with all of the stops and books, and just again the involvement of Ford and all the support they gave us, and getting everybody lined up at Boys Republic and whatnot. So it was about 7 months of work getting this thing organized.
Okay. And for the drive down Route 66, you've been leading the pack pretty much the whole way. You've been doing a pretty good job. We appreciate that. How have you felt about it?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not going to lie that when we would approach one of the stops, and I'd finally see it, it was kind of a whoa moment. We found it. We're not lost. So, but it was good. It was a lot of fun leading the pack, and hey, I got to get fuel before everybody else did usually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. This is your first time leading the pack, or?
No, I've done this in the past.
Okay, got experience then.
Yeah, a little bit.
Cool. Tell us a little bit about the raffle.
It was a killer raffle. Like we had, again, our partnership with Ford has just been amazing, and they provided us with some pretty kick-ass raffle prizes, and it was obvious that the people thought so too, because that's probably the most we've ever sold in raffle tickets in all the years we've done this. So it was a pretty amazing thing.
That's fantastic. Okay, and you said all the proceeds from that go to the charity tomorrow, correct? Or?
That's correct. Well, we split it up between 3 charities. We have Boys Republic, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation and the Make-A-Wish Michigan.
Okay.
So we split up all the proceeds to.
Gotcha.
the
Are you able
three.
to share with us the amounts that we were able to raise?
Right now, we don't have it yet.
Okay.
We haven't totaled everything up yet, but
Will there be an announcement in the future?
there will be.
Okay.
Right now, just off the top of my head, we're over $2,000 already. So
That's phenomenal.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How does that compare against previous years?
Quite a bit better. When we did this in 2012, we didn't have as big of a turnout. We didn't have the support from Ford, and I think it was $800. That was it. So probably 3 times as much, which is pretty cool. And it shows the support we get from the members that ride with us.
What are your thoughts and feelings on the group of people that come to these events?
Oh, they're all whack. Oh yeah, they're totally whack. They're, I mean, let's face it. Let's start off in Chicago and drive 2,700 miles, and make all these stops along the way, and put all the miles on their cars and not have to worry about it. It's kind of refreshing because normally you get people with nice Mustangs, and it's like, oh, I don't want to put the miles on it, but no, they're all whacked, and we all fit in together.
That's good. I think Jeff was telling me the best way he could explain it was it's like a family reunion of family you actually like.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a family that you like because you don't have to be there, unlike your regular family. So we get out and we've been to weddings together. We've spent Christmases together. We've been sadly to a funeral together. So it's definitely a unique bunch.
Mm-hmm. Any other sign-offs? Anything? Anything else to say?
No, I think that covers it. It's definitely it's kind of bittersweet that it's almost over. I mean, again, we worked for 7 months setting this up, and it's a couple days away from being over, and a little bittersweet, but I think overall it was a huge success, and everybody got out and had some fun, and got to hang out and got to raise money, and it's pretty much overall a success.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Paul. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
everything you
My
do.
pleasure. Thank you.
This was a bittersweet day for us all, and few felt it the same way Paul did. After 7 months of planning and organizing and a long week of hard work and leadership, things were coming to an end.